every independent expert who has looked at the minimum wage has come to the conclusion that it would destroy large numbers of jobs. And the ridiculous thing about it is that it wouldn't even help the people it's designed to help. The minimum wage would actually help the richest third of the population more than it would help the poorest third. This is an absolutely disastrous policy. It's utterly misconceived, and the sooner the Labour Party withdraw it, the better for everyone in our country.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe it's misconceived. I believe it has its origin in the desire of the Labour Party to try and offer something to the trade unions. The consequences for the rest of the workforce will far outweigh any benefit which might accrue from the minimum wage proposal.
I think that you will find, when the community charge has been in for some time, that all the fuss that has been created around it will disappear very, very largely. And in a couple of years' time, people are going to be quite used to the community charge, and I think that they won't understand what all this fuss was about.
My hope would be that, in fact, John Major, for whom all of us have the greatest respect, and who worked with Nigel for a long time, will be able to do as good a job. I think he will. And I think his position is made a great deal easier by the fact that Alan Waters has gone. He's left him with a clear area.
Is his position made stronger? Because after all, if she were to lose, I think someone pointed out tonight, 2 chancellors in a row, her own position could be untenable.
No,
perhaps John Major is in a stronger position than any chancellor has been for a number of years.
Well, that could well be, and he's as tough as old boots as John Major as well. So I think he may surprise people a little bit.
I don't feel a great sense of pressure that I should suddenly be resigning, because what I have said solemnly to the House of Commons, I think will be shown to be correct.
Our perception of the United Nations and the role of the United Nations has changed a very great deal. I mean, many people previously, people in fact from my own political persuasion, would not have wanted intervention either by the United Nations or others. And yet increasingly now we see ourselves drawn in to these conflicts, whether it's in Somalia or former Yugoslavia or indeed in Iraq. What I think is necessary, however, is if we are going to give this new potency to the United Nations, it has to be more than simply the United States and Britain and France and 1 or 2 other countries. It has to be a real forum for world opinion, which can be mobilized effectively and which acts always under the aegis of international law, so that the power of the United Nations is never subverted simply to the power of 1 or 2 countries.
And that ends this look back over 25 years of Question Time. The next edition of Question Time, next Thursday. I hope you'll join us for it. But just before we go, a few moments that everyone, panelists, audience, and chairman, might rather forget.
Somebody forgot to put a shilling in the meter. It'll be all right in a minute. What you call self-government, but what he calls devolution, up in this relatively small corner of the United Kingdom.
I beg your pardon? This reminds me of 1985, when Mrs. Thatcher had Alan Walters underneath the table in number 10 Downing Street. Disagree.
Do you want to rephrase that?
I happen to not like beards or moustaches.
And the fact that you use a single set of wires to transmit the
A Freudian slip.
We could stand you a lunch, Cyril. At least I think we could stand you a lunch.
You haven't seen my lunch.
What does the team think of the common market proposal to ration alcohol?
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with this. This has just come on.
Wendy Mantle.
I'm afraid I knew nothing about it at all. Perhaps Robin can enlighten us.
Julian Avery.
Well, I'm against it on principle.
This is Dorothy Clark, housewife. Are you there?
Which question?
You had a short one, I think. About what? About the team and their...
About the beer.
About the what?
Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing, aren't I?
No. You just ask whatever you like to ask, but not a long political question. You had one at the end, I think I remembered. You had 2 or 3. Well, I thought you wanted to ask one. How are you doing there? What have you got in that handbag? Well, while you're waiting, I'll tell you what it was. It was, what does the team like doing on a night out?
What does the team
Yes, we've got that.
No, it's not permissible. It's 77%. Is that right? 19% it's occasionally permissible.
What a wet one, it's not wrong.
What was the question I asked? What?
The answer is no, it is not wrong in all circumstances.
No, it is not wrong. Thank you very much. Well, excellent, good. Well, it's a very interesting result.
Remember the point of the question? Instead of a...
Can you remember it?
Yes, I can remember it very well. I want to get it right.
Got it written in front of you.
Well, of course.
You don't create jobs by pouring money into silly things. Indeed, if you tax successful firms...
What was a silly thing that the GLC put its money in so far as job creation was concerned?
And I said, what? I can't remember.
Yeah, you can't remember. The probability of a I was going to say Kinnersley haddock.
I think Simon is right. Peter, I'm sorry. Peter is right. You're right, whoever you are.
You, sir. You, ma'am. Sir. I'm sorry.
Mr. Helleth Williams.
Miss.
That's all right. Miss, I'm so sorry. It says Mr. here, but you certainly, it's not a mistake.
To give him Welsh lessons.
That's in the front.
My suggestion, Robin, it's about time you took advantage of the free eyesight test yourself. That's the second sex mistake you've made tonight.
Would you like to stand up, please? And I'll take a poll of the audience.
Is it John Gregg?
No, it's John Ord.
John Ord, I beg your pardon. Your writing is very small.
It is pretty old, isn't it?
Yes.
Mr. Glenn Messenger. Mr. Glenn, I'm sorry. I've got his name wrong. I've mixed up your name with your occupation.
Read by the doctor. And paid £45 for it. Robin Cook, sorry. Should you think that... Do you think that's proper?
Yes, David Bumblebee.
What action do the panel think should be taken against press photographers who take pictures of the royal family?
Such as the pregnant Princess Anne?
Yes.
And presumably you don't limit only to the royal family?
Yes.
What did I say? Oh, the Princess of Wales, but I've no doubt the same principle applies, if not the same.
Since Gordon Brown became Prime Minister,